When you think about someone playing in the NBA, one of the first things you probably think about is how their career is going, projecting where it will go. You probably think about how much they got signed for, or how much they've made so far. But do you ever think about what happens when a player sabotages their once-in-a-lifetime chance to break into generational wealth? Today, I'm going to be telling you about one of the saddest endings to an NBA career. Growing up, Delonte West would describe his upbringing as being very happy, although he was very poor. During his teen years, he often cycled through living with different family members and suffered from depression as he would engage with self-harm and drugs to cope. Despite this, he played exceptionally well and was a big part of his high school team, as he would average 20 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 4 assists. After high school, he would get accepted to St. Joseph's University in Philadelphia, where he would eventually go on to form the best backcourt in the country. As a junior, he would average about 19 points and 7 assists a game, and would see his team appear in the NCAA tournament and get as far as the final 8 in the tournament before being eliminated. After his junior year, Delonte decided to declare for the 2004 draft, where he would get selected as the 24th pick in the first round by the Boston Celtics. His rookie contract consisted of a 4-year, $4.9 million deal. Delonte wouldn't get to show his full potential though because of trouble with injuries, as he only played 39 of the 82 games and mostly played coming off the bench. Delonte would only play 2 more seasons with Boston and a season with the Seattle Supersonics before finally getting shipped off to the Cavaliers in a 3-team trade in 2008. As a Cavalier, West played and started in 26 regular season games and averaged about 10 points, 4.5 assists, and 4 rebounds. It was also during this time that it would be determined that Delonte suffered from bipolar disorder. September 17, 2009, West was pulled over for a traffic violation while riding a 3-wheeled motorcycle. During this stop, it was found that West had a 9mm Beretta in his waistband, a Ruger 357 Magnum strapped to his leg, and a Remington 870 shotgun in a guitar case across his back. West later pleaded guilty to the traffic and weapon charges and was sentenced to electronic monitoring, unsupervised probation, and 40 hours of community service as well as psychological counseling. This would unknowingly be the start of his downfall. After LeBron James left the Cavaliers to sign with the Miami Heat, the Cavaliers traded West, and on September 1st, 2010, the Boston Celtics signed West to a $1 million one-year contract to back up Rajon Rondo as a point guard. Delonte ended the 2010-2011 season averaging 5.6 points and 2.7 assists per game, a major decline from previous years. During the 2011-2012 season, there would be a lockout in the NBA due to issues with the division of revenue, the structure of the salary cap, and luxury tax. During this NBA lockout, Delonte was forced to apply for a job at Home Depot and even worked at a furniture store. A week after the lockout ended, he would be signed to the Dallas Mavericks for a $1.1 million one-year contract and would play better than previous years, averaging about 10 points a game. Delonte would end up re-signing with the Mavericks for the 2012-2013 season, but would not last long because on October 15, 2012, he would be suspended indefinitely following an argument after a preseason loss, and even though he was reinstated after 1 day, he would be suspended 10 days later for the same reason after another preseason loss. 4 days later, on October 29th, he would be waived from the Mavs. On January 25, 2013, Delonte was acquired by the Texas Legends in the G League, where he would play for a year before departing to the Fujian Sturgeons in China. In July 2014, Delonte joined the Los Angeles Clippers for the 2014 NBA Summer League, but would ultimately sign a 1-year deal with the Shanghai Sharks, returning to China for a second stint. Although he was released by the team on November 18th after just 4 games, despite a 29-point debut in the season opener. On January 12, 2015, West signed with Guaros de Lara of the Venezuelan Professional Basketball League but left the team before playing in a game for them. And exactly a month later, on March 12th, West was reacquired by the Texas Legends, but was waived by them on April 2nd after a season-ending injury. After bouncing around from team to team and his performance being affected in the process, with him producing mediocre numbers for years, his downfall would be coming to full effect. In February 2016, he would be photographed in a public place in Houston, Texas, while barefoot and wearing a hospital gown, and in June of 2016, a photo of him panhandling would go viral. The photo would spark speculation that he was homeless, which Delonte would deny, although admitting that the photo itself was genuine. In January of 2020, another stint would go viral, as he could be seen on video rambling while in handcuffs on the side of a street, which would spark controversy. Former teammate Jameer Nelson would take some action by jumping on Twitter in his defense, asking people to pray for Delonte and to be aware that many people around the world deal with mental illness. In September of 2020, Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban reached out to Delonte, picking him up at a gas station in Dallas not long after he was spotted panhandling around the area, presumably homeless. He then offered to pay for his treatment at a drug rehab facility, as well as providing a hotel room for him to stay in. Life seemed to be turning in a positive direction for Delonte, as he would start working for a rehab facility he got treatments at from months before, as well as rekindling his relationship with his mother. But in July 2022, new videos came to light showing West begging again, this time in Virginia. On October 15, 2022, West was arrested again in Fairfax County, Virginia, after being seen trying to enter a car that did not belong to him. He was booked on 4 misdemeanor charges. After playing 11 seasons in the NBA and making over $15 million in the NBA alone, it's devastating to see that he has absolutely nothing to show for it. At the age of 39 and still running into the same problems over and over again, it's hard to predict if he will ever see better days. Maybe if he got help for his mental health sooner, or even had better tools for what to do with his earnings, he could be on a totally different path than the one he is on right now. But that's the story of Delonte West. Let me know what you think of this story, and make sure to like and subscribe if you made it to the end. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.